This is CPM Calculus Chapter 3, number 148. Sketch the graph of a function that satisfies both of the following properties. The first property is the limit as x approaches 2 from the left side of f prime of x is equal to 0. The second is going to be the limit as x approaches 2 from the right of f prime of x is equal to infinity. Okay, so we want the graph of a function, meaning we want f of x, and we're given information about f prime of x, right? We have the slope function information, and we want to go ahead and sketch the actual function. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw our x and our y axis. X here, y here. And we know that this is happening around 2, right? The left of 2 and the right of 2. So let me go ahead and draw that in. Here is 2. Alright. Alright. So here is our x and our y axis, and here is x is equal to 2. So we know that as x approaches 2 from the left, our slope is becoming 0, right? The limit as x approaches 2, the slope is becoming 0. So what I know that means is I'm going to have, like, it's going to approach a maximum or a minimum. Like if I were to go ahead and draw a graph of f of x at 2, this point, or let me draw a little better. 2 is the max there, then this point the slope is 0, right? So as it's approaching 2 from the left means we have to have some max or minimum at 2. So let me go ahead and put a little fence or a dotted line at x is 2. And what do we know about our function f of x? Remember, f of x, I'm going to put it in green. So we're going to have, it's going to have a maximum or a minimum. So it doesn't matter what it looks like to the left of 2, except as it approaches 2, right, the slope is equal to 0. Okay, so it could look like this, right? It could even be open circle here. It's because we're just looking as x is approaching 2. This point is a maximum, right? It might look like this, but from just the left side, we're approaching 2. We're approaching x is equal to 2 from the left. Our slope is becoming smaller and smaller and smaller until it gets 0. Or in this case, it's becoming bigger and bigger and bigger because it's negative, right? And it becomes 0. So that takes care of this. Now the limit as x approaches 2 from the right, the slope is infinity. Okay, so an infinity slope, we know is going to be in a vertical line, right? So we want it to look like here is as x approaches 2 from the right, it's going to have a vertical line, okay? And it's positive infinity here, right? So that means our line shouldn't look like this, because as we're approaching from the right, this is a negative slope. It's becoming negative infinity, we might say. Okay, so the best thing to do would be to say it's going down like this, right? Something like that. Okay, so when we're approaching 2 from the right side, the slope, right? The slope is positive, and it's becoming bigger and bigger and bigger as we're going to the left. And that's going to show this property is true. All right, and so we have both true in this graph here of f of x in green, and we are done. So that ends in CPM Calculus Chapter 3, number 148.